It just feels greedy and abusive.
Mauricio Carvalho is fighting an eviction notice for his Vancouver bachelor suite. The issue goes back several months after Carvalho and his neighbors say they were each contacted by the building management company Plan A Real Estate Services and told
the unit is going to be converted for a caretaker.
They said that they wanted to move in a caregiver.
Both Goto and Carvalho say they were told that one of them would be evicted under the caretaker provision.
The odd thing is also that it was between our unit or the other unit. So they were kind of stressing us to make us feel guilty that if we said no, maybe our neighbor would be evicted instead of us.
Goto says she wanted to minimize any conflict and was given two options: sign a mutual agreement and leave at the end of June, or be evicted by April. She signed the mutual agreement.
But as soon as we signed the agreement, our unit was put into rental sites, clearly not renting it to a caregiver. It was out for market for regular renters.
Screenshots reviewed by CBC News show Goto's suite was being offered for $1,000 more per month than she was paying for 7 years. She went to BC's Residential Tenancy branch for help, but
I called RTB and they just told me that because I had signed a mutual agreement to end the tenancy, there's nothing I could dispute legally.
And the property manager argues he's done nothing wrong.
I did tell her we were considering moving in a caretaker, and there was a possibility that she could be given a notice. She chose voluntarily to sign a mutual agreement.
Majitia did follow provincial rules since Goto wasn't given an eviction notice. He also claims that Goto's apartment was listed because they couldn't find a caretaker in time, and it was his financial responsibility to the landlord, who is Majitia's wife, to rent the apartment. Majitia says Mauricio Carvalho is now being evicted as they have found a caretaker to move in. This tenants' right lawyer isn't involved in either disputes, but says in general he's seeing more cases of multiple tenants in the same building being warned a caretaker may move in.
There likely needs to be more certainty and more rules around it, because it is a trend I've actually started to see very recently.
BC's Housing Ministry says the residential tenancy branch is looking at ways to eliminate abuse of the ability to evict for landlords' use of the unit. It says changes will be announced in the coming months. Carvalho, meanwhile, has a hearing with the branch scheduled for November.
I cannot take the risk of just hoping that the BRT sides with me. And so if I have to look for somewhere else, it just feels that whatever happens, the company wins.
If the RTB upholds the eviction notice, Carvalho can be asked to leave his home within 48 hours. Kiran Singh, CBC News, Vancouver.